Welcome everybody to Epic 3D Prints. I'm your host, Epic 3D Prints, and today we are working on the K1 Max with the CFS machine. There's the we got the upgrade kit for it, the Creality upgrade kit, and we're gonna take this apart and put it back together. And hopefully with the CFS machine, we'll try it out. So we shall be right back, and we'll start getting that together. All right, so we're gonna dive into the machine. We took off the side screw here. They're very small. I didn't want to lose them. So here's one here. Put it down. We have to take the LiDAR off. So first things first, there's a screw that's on this side, on the corner closest to the head. Take this screw off, or this screw off with your Allen key. Take this very small one. Don't mix up your screws, or you're gonna be very sorry about that. And we'll take off the other one. The other one is behind the is in the back corner on the other side over here. We'll just wait and grab this down. Let that drop and grab our screw. We'll put them down there so we don't lose them. All right, now that the LiDAR is removed, underneath the LiDAR, right where the bottom of it is, right here, underneath here, is the screw for this cover plate. So we'll get to that screw and take this cover plate off. There's 3 screws that are side by side. The first one is the black one. You want that one to get that one out. That's the one that we're going to move or remove this on. So we'll put them 2 together. Leave the LiDAR hanging here because it's plugged in behind this. Next, we'll take off this top. Let's just give her a little pull. And she comes off. We have another plate that comes with the machine, the extruder part. We'll push down on this white part right here to pull our PTFE tubing out. Push down on that. Okay, so we got this one screw out on this side here. There's one screw. One down just below it there. I'm gonna get all dirty because all this grease I put on my rails. There's 2 screws. And there should be one on the other side of here. Yep, there it is. Sorry, this is taking up a little time, but basically just get the screws out of there. There it is. There's the small screw, and look at them all full of grease. All right. It's the grease from the rails because I grease my rails pretty good so that they don't stick. So from here, we're gonna want to take off the front cover. You just kind of lift from the bottom. And pull. Or we can take out the extruder. From the top. I got both screws out. Okay, so it wants to be a painting. Okay, so now we want to take the front plate off. So you got to kind of lift. It's on some two little locking things. Move the chain out of the way. Lift and pull. And you'll want to disconnect this pin right here. You can see that. Just pull this little tab off right here, and it'll disconnect your fan. That's your front plate for your front plate for your fan. And a little bit of finazzical. You're gonna move this around and then pull this out of here like so. And you got your extruder piece there. Piece of tubing. It's got to go back down inside. So put that back down inside of there. So you got two screw spots. You got to take this one here and one here and one here. So we will remove those two screws also. So this one will come off. Oop. Here. And the other one on the top corner of here. This is the stepper motor on the back side of it, where the motor is. Just try and hold on to it and don't pull the wires or you'll break the wires off. What we want to do here is just take off the extruder part or the feeder. So we'll get this all out of here. Pull this off of here like so. Oh, doesn't want to go. Oopsie. There we go. We'll get this out of here. And this one off too. I'm not sure if my hands are in the way of the camera, but you can see the two screws there. Sorry, this is a little bit of a long video, but you're gonna pull this off. It's the Creality extruder. And this little yellow gasket here is exactly what you're gonna pull off also, because you're not gonna need that little yellow gasket. Okay, we're gonna set this down here. And we'll go in and get their new extruder. Give me a second here, sorry about this. And it's the package labeled extruder kit. And it's got a few screws in there too, so make sure you hold on to those. And here it is. Here's our new extruder. By Creality, the Creality extruder. Alright, we'll mount this on. This is our little cutter right here. It's a new cutter blade that they have. And no more unlocking and locking on the top, which is a pretty cool idea. Very good idea, actually. Alright, so let's put this on the motor here. And there's two different size screws. The short one's going to go on the bottom down here, like so. And the longer one that they give you is going to go up in the top corner here. All right, now we'll tighten them down. Making sure that we're lined up here so we're not stripping any screws. That seems to be going in nicely there. Give this one some tightening here. And there she is. So now we'll just put this back inside of here, like so. Get back down in there. I think it's that tubing that's in the way down there. Let me grab that tubing out of there. Little piece of PTFE tubing stuck in the bottom. Put that right inside of here so that it, oh no. I wonder why. Okay, so now we'll take our 3 screws that we took off the side of here. Stupid phone keeps falling. We'll take our small screws and we'll reinstall them onto the extruder, the new extruder here. One goes there. One down below here. Try not to strip these screws, they're very small. And we have the last one on this side here. We'll put this one in over here. I don't want to go in. Don't tighten these ones right away, I guess. Should know better than that. There it goes. Give her a little snug. And we'll finish off the other 2 over here. Give these 2 a little snug. That should be it. Piece of green filament. Okay. So I went ahead and put in the 2 wires. There's a wire that comes out the back of here, and it goes through behind the board and connects down inside of here. Very hard to do, so I didn't want to bore you with it all, but there's another wire that comes up for the power for the extruder motor. Comes down, you feed it up underneath everything here, and it plugs into the side right here. So now we're gonna put the fan, or I mean the cover on. The cover that they give you, and that goes right on top of here, like so. Just snaps on right there. And we'll plug in our fan back on. Make sure your wires are right. Put this in the front of here. Push that in and click it back up on top of our parts right there. Hide this wire back down inside. Try not to pinch your wires. If you pinch the wires, it could be a problem. Maybe I'll use one of the Allen keys to put it inside. And push that to there, like so. And we'll put our screws back in. Oh, this one's the wrong size. There she is. And there should be one on this side, but this screw's not going in, so we'll try on this side. Underneath. Right underneath the LiDAR bracket. There should be a screw hole there. Okay, I'm going to put the screws in. This is being a little bit of a pain. Holding hold the camera and put the screw in. Actually, I could probably do it. If you want to skip ahead, you can skip ahead.
There we go. One going in nicely. Give that a little bit of a snug. And we'll get our second screw on this side here. Move this over a bit. Try and get the one underneath the LiDAR. That was going to be kind of hard to see, but it's underneath the bracket of the LiDAR. Oh, that one's kind of going in. That should be in there. Yep. All right, and then we'll put our LiDAR back. We'll get the screws for those, for that. There's one screw at the front, down inside of here. Oh no, did I mix up the screws? They're both the same size screws. Kind of loosen them off. There's one in the far corner over here, and then there's one farther off to the opposite corner. Tighten them on. Get that a little snug. And then you're going to want to plug your LiDAR back in, which is on the side of the bracket here. So you're going to want to plug this back in. And then that should be it. I don't think that's plugged in right, but we'll check it. So I went ahead and put in the two wires. There's a wire that comes out the back of here, and it goes through behind the board and connects down inside of here. Very hard to do, so I didn't want to bore you with it all, but there's another wire that comes up for the power for the extruder motor. Comes down, you feed it up underneath everything here, and it plugs into the side right here. So Now we're gonna put the fan, or I mean the cover on. The cover that they give you, and that goes right on top of here, like so. Just snaps on right there. And we'll plug in our fan back on. Make sure your wires are right. Put this in the front of here. Push that in and click it back up on top of our parts right there. Hide this wire back down inside. Try not to pinch your wires. If you pinch the wires, it could be a problem. Maybe I'll use one of the Allen keys to put it inside. And push that to there, like so. And we'll put our screws back in. Oh, this one's the wrong size. There she is. And there should be one on this side, but this screw's not going in, so we'll try on this side. Underneath. Right underneath the LiDAR bracket. There should be a screw hole there. Okay, I'm gonna put the screws in. This is being a little bit of a pain holding hold the camera and put the screw in. Actually, I could probably do it. If you want to skip ahead, you can skip ahead. There we go. One going in nicely. Give that a little bit of a snug. And we'll get our second screw on this side here. Move this over a bit. Try and get the one underneath the LiDAR. That was going to be kind of hard to see, but it's underneath the bracket of the LiDAR. Oh, that one's kind of going in. That should be in there. Yep. All right, and then we'll put our LiDAR back. We'll get the screws for that. There's one screw at the front, down inside of here. Oh no, did I mix up the screws? They're both the same size screws. Kind of loosen them off. There's one in the far corner over here, and then there's one farther off to the opposite corner. Tighten them on. Get that a little snug. And then you're going to want to plug your LiDAR back in, which is on the side of the bracket here. So you're going to want to plug this back in. And then that should be it. I don't think that's plugged in right, but we'll check it. So we're just gonna put there's the package came with tubing. You got a long piece and a shorter piece. So we're just gonna hook up the one longer piece here. Well, maybe we'll just run it through here, like so, through here, through here. One end's gonna go right into the extruder. Push down inside there, give it a pull. You can see that it's locking on that little black piece there. And this one comes up over into here, like so. This extra we'll fix later. Now you're going to want to go back in your packaging there. Look for the package that says cutter block. And there'll be two pieces, one that has A and one that has B. B is for the K1 Max, A is for all the other ones. What you want to do is loosen these two screws at the back here. There's two screws there, and loosen the ones on this side also. So let's go ahead and do that. I need the bigger Allen key, it looks like. Not that big. That's it right there. So we'll loosen these two out. Remove them completely. Oh, there's some grease and stuff back there. You can clean it out later. If you want to skip ahead, go ahead and skip ahead. I'm just going to get these two screws out. Once again, I'm sorry my video is a little bit long. It's kind of like it's not a quick tutorial, it's an actual tutorial to help everybody with the K1 Max. So I took the top screw out. Now I'm going to take the bottom screw out. And the bottom screw is the same size. So we're going to take our cutter block, it's B, and it sits like this with this little notch, or rounded part, sorry, up here. That's upwards. And we're just going to put it straight on top right here. Whoop. Just like that. And install our two screws again. Don't tighten them all the way. Oh darn, I dropped it. Okay, now that that's on, we're going to go ahead and home this at the back spot there. And just want to make sure that there's no interference here. So you're just going to no interference on each side. Perfect. And now you can tighten up the screws. Tighten all four. Let me move this up and out of the way. Make sure they're pretty snug in there, because now you have another extra piece there. And we'll do the other two over here. Tighten these two back up. Looks like I left them loose and not sure why. Oh, I lost a piece back there. These two on the right hand side, you just have to loosen a little bit. You don't have to take them all the way out. But once you tighten those ones in, then you have to tighten these ones also. I went out a little bit too far on them. Make sure you just snug them in there so they're a little bit tight. Try not to over tighten them, or you'll probably snap it. It'll go. All right. And the movement is really good. Perfect. A little bit of grease back there where you re-grease up the rails with that. All right. In the packaging, Creality has provided you with an A and B part. The longer one is for the K1 Max, and the A is for every other one. If you look at the bottom here, there's an A there, and it's kind of hard to see, but there's a B right there. Everything B is for the K1 Max, so you don't need the other A1. That's going to come down to the side of here, all the way down, and it's going to hook to the side like this. Oh, wait, sorry. I gotta look underneath. And this little notch right here is gonna hook right here to this part. Oh. Something like that. And you will find a Z-axis motor cover with a screw inside. That's going to go over top of this motor. Let me get some more light in there. Sorry about the lighting. I'm trying my best. It's dark in here. So this is supposed to be inside this little notch. I think there's a spot up here that it's got to go on also. Oh, right there. This slides into there like so. It sits like so. And the Z-axis motor cover also has a little screw. This little screw and this. I need the Allen key, the right Allen key. There we go. So this is going to go on a downward slope like this, right on top of this hopper motor, like so. Or stepper motor. It's not a hopper motor, it's a stepper motor, sorry. And we will screw this right into the side of here. Looks like I need a little bit more light. Let me try to get more light. All right, for this next part, you're gonna want to grab the bag that says hopper. The hopper is gonna come like this with a long screw and a spring. So you're gonna want to take the spring and put it down inside there like this. Make sure that's locked down there, and the spring does this, okay? And then there's another bag that has a hopper fixed block with 2 screws. We'll take out them 2 screws. Hopper fixed block, which is this one. It'll have an A and a B. We're using B for the K1 Max. So this should just slide. This hole and this hole should meet up with this hole and this hole. So you just want to slide these pieces this inside of here or over top of it, like so. Oh, right over top. Sorry, you can't go right through. And then you're going to want to push this spring forward and up and underneath there, like so. And then line up the 2 spots right here. Try to hold on to it tight. Take your long screw, put it in all the way through. Make sure you kind of hold on to it. Grab your Allen key. And we'll tighten it up. Hold on to it so it doesn't spring away on you. And there she is. Just like that. The hopper is all back together. We're going to take out, so this the two screws that they provide you with in the hopper fix block bag. You're going to put the two screws in here, one in there, and one in here, like so. They're going to come out the bottom. And you're going to remove the two screws on top of here from the axis here. If you want, you can jump ahead. We're going to remove these two screws. Remove that screw. And this screw on this side. We'll remove that screw. And the hopper should sit like this on this side with the little swiper thing on the cleaner on this side and this, and then this is where your two holes are going to line up. So you're just going to put this right on top of here like so. So it's kind of flush. Sorry, I'm trying to do some lighting and stuff. And those two screws should line up down inside that spot there. I'm trying to grab the right Allen key. Yeah, I did. And we'll just tighten those a little bit. That one's snug there. And that one's snug there. So you can see the actual hopper mounted right there. Now that our hopper is in, we're going to put little the little napkin strip on. It'll say napkin strip. We'll grab this here, and it goes just past the first thing there, the first screw hole. So you'll take off the blue backing plate. And put her straight across like that. I mean, that's not perfectly straight, but I think it'll do. Okay. Next, we're going to grab the screw rod cover left and right. We'll grab those out of the bag here. Sorry about my lighting. I'm trying to get it clear better in here so that you can see. So one has an L on it and the other one has an R. Obviously the left is for the one that's over here. So you're going to wrap this down inside of here like so. And push to it on there. And bring it all the way down so that it's hooked like that. And you know it hooked on the rail there. And we'll do the same to the other side over here. This is the right one. It says R right there. So we're going to hook this inside, bring it around, and snap it and push it all the way down to the bottom. Now that both sides are on, now that everything's done there, you're going to want to get your CFS machine. There's my CFS machine there. And that has some parts and stuff inside of it also for hooking it up. Inside there is going to be where the filament lead is, the power cables, and some more PTFE tubing, some spare stuff inside that package. So from here, everything that comes with the kit is all together. You're gonna need it comes with the USB cable for um, the CFS, which will go right in the front of the printer right here. I'm gonna try and do one into the back side of it. It'll also come with an upgrade USB stick to upgrade your system. I went ahead and plugged the machine in. We're gonna plug the USB stick inside of the machine right now. Turn it on. And we'll set it up like we're doing a brand new system all over again. Here's the machine starting up. It says new version is found. You're gonna hit upgrade. And it's gonna install the upgrade. You can see the USBs flashing there. And it's installing the new latest firmware. It's going to ask you a few questions about your internet, reinstalling your internet and stuff. I'm going to leave here and we'll do that, and then I'll come back.